brews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget those famous microbrews.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKG in Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Live with you, ladies and gentlemen, meeting the moment as the best we can. As we're live with you today, we are at Calhoun's on the River, making it happen with you. It is unbelievable, Andy. And we're pretty fired up. We're pretty focused and prepared. And Cole comes and greets me with a handshake today. It's a beautiful day to be alive and well. Maury, it's warming up here in East Tennessee. And I hope the Vols are fairly warm today, because that Miami of Ohio team the other day, Mo, did not look scared.
No, and Tony, we talked about this before. They've played 9 or 10 games.
Yep.
That they where the final total has been 3 points or less, or in overtime. So they're not afraid of. The game gets tight at the end. Now, again, the moment may be bigger than they're used to, but a tight game will not bother them.
So they're kind of sort of used to it, if you will.
Yes.
And what I like, Maury, what's kind of fun is yesterday's first round pretty much went according to form, but there were a couple things I want to discuss with you. One of them is Brian dug up an interesting stat. This Mike White guy, now, I get right to it, okay? Danny White has his eyes on this guy from St. Louis. He likes this guy from St. Louis. The guy from St. Louis took his brother's team to the woodshed yesterday. Georgia, in 2 consecutive NCAA tournaments, I got to give them credit, Mo. In the 8-9 game, twice in a row, never led.
That's hard to do. That's hard to
do. Not 2-0, not 4-2, not 6-3, not 10-7, not 11-8. Like, how about not never, Mo?
Yeah, that's hard to do, but I didn't stay awake. I'm not going to lie to you and say I stayed awake and watch that.
No.
But when
40-point beat down.
Yeah, that was not pretty.
What about the VCU game last night? That's the best of March Madness right there. Team goes down by 21, and they fight their way back. And like you talk about, and we talk, you get one guy that gets hot, starts hitting some three, the three starts going in, and all of a sudden, we're in a different world.
Yeah, Tony, because there's no tomorrow. It's easy to say, but the guys from North Carolina realize, they're rolling around, and people say, oh, they gave up a bunch of points in the second half. Well, North Carolina took some bad shots early in possession in the second half, and again, what kids don't understand is, and some coaches don't understand, every possession matters. It would have been better sometimes for North Carolina if they would have went down, passed the ball around, and thrown the ball out of bounds with 1 second in the shot clock, then come down and take a really bad shot with 15 seconds in the shot clock. Make the game shorter in the second half. And it was, VCU got some confidence, and North Carolina got tight, and that's what happened.
Mo, do you have any, and we're going to get a brief timeout in here and come back on the other side, but I'm being told I sound a little fuzzy. Brian, do I sound a little fuzzy? Do I sound a little fuzzy, Brian? Do I need to come up, come down? What do we need to do here? We'll talk about it during the break. You guys listen in. But, Maury, I'm fired up, folks, prepared for Martelli Jr. That fires me up. Phil's a good dude. And the Vols are in Philly right now, which has me feeling pretty good. This Ohio team today just doesn't match up with the Vols at all. This is a team that past Barnes teams, Maury, would beat into the ground. This Tennessee team is going to struggle with everybody because they have all year. But this is a team they should physically destroy.
Yes, I talked to an assistant coach in their league and in Miami, Ohio's league, and basically what he told me is that Miami should struggle with Tennessee's physicality. They really struggle guarding the ball in space, and so what they'll do, if you watch the game, he said, is they'll guard the man, and they help really. They basically play gap defense, and so they're in the gap. So they're all. But what that'll do, and they'll allow you to take and then they'll try to contest your jump shots.
Yes.
But you'll be able to get the shots. And another thing he said, they have very little depth on Miami's team. And he really believes if Tennessee beats them on the glass like he thinks they will, and defend threes like Rick Barnes' teams has done in the past, Tennessee should win easily.
We come back on the other side. We're going to get our sound dialed in. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. We're live today at Calhoun's on the river. Come out, eat some lunch, talk some sports with us. We'll have the tourney action beginning here in an hour or so. We'll have it on all the screens here. We are making it happen as we come back on the other side. Break it down scientifically, move right to left and left to right across your device. What a beautiful day. The Vols are in action in baseball at home tonight. It's gorgeous outside. I was walking with my guitar, and I walked in, and my boys from Proper Popcorn were here. Gentlemen, it's great to see you. It's great to partner with you guys. I love your product, love what you're doing, love your local business. Thank you for the gifts. It's a beautiful thing. Willie Heflin will be fired up, focused, and prepared with you as we continue on the other side right after this.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years. 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com, or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day, because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79 lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
Gotta love this time of the year. Hoops here, home runs over there, and you've got to get your Tennessee on. And there's only one place, the best place to shop for your officially licensed Tennessee volunteer gear, Alumni Hall. Hands down, the best store for Vol fans. They've got the latest and greatest apparel for the entire family. Hats, man cave items, decor, and more. Get your Vols grill cover, a plate for your burgers, and of course, that chef's apron for all that outdoor grilling this spring. And accrue those rewards and watch your balance grow online or on the app. We'll see you at Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com and G to the B to the O. Alumni Hall. He's a great dude. TB back with you. We're fired up, focused, and prepared today. The great Maury Hanks presented by our friends at T3 Vodka. You bow thy head when you say thy name, as they're one of our presenting sponsors on our Garza Law extra innings / Tennessee basketball overtime. Chase out! Now joins. He is with your Cincinnati Enquirer. Then we got the great Mike Huguenin in here, presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. But we're live on the deck. It's an absolute pleasure. We're live at Calhoun's on the river. Chase, set, if you can, for me, the scene in the city that gave this community me. But I guess, you know, you got to be known for something. I guess we can all be forgiven. But, Chase, I appreciate you jumping back on with us. What was going through your mind the other night when you watched Ohio rip that SMU team limb from limb and get up 42 3 balls? And do you think – surely you guys had a conversation as I bring you in, but do you think Andy Enfeld spent 5 minutes watching film? I mean, no offense to Andy Enfeld. What the hell was that, Chase?
Well, what it was, and Tony, thanks for having me on here to talk the Red Hawks. What it was is Miami decided if they got even a millimeter of space, there was a shot going up. They have been a three-point shooting team all season, but the rate at which they would take triples against SMU was frankly astonishing, even to those of us who've been watching them the whole season. So they just said, if we have even a bit of daylight, we're going up, and it paid off, 16 triples.
Let me ask you something. Did they do that with Tennessee today? Is that just the thought, hey, we're David, we're playing Goliath, or was that something they saw with SMU in particular?
Well, I have to assume it's going to be a continued point of emphasis for them today against Tennessee. They seemed really afraid against SMU to challenge SMU's bigs underneath. They would often pass out of contested layups to try and get contested threes. Obviously, that ended up paying off for them on Wednesday. I expect they'll do something similar, try to avoid the teeth of the Volunteer defense and just get up as many triples as they can and hope that water finds its level. They shoot at a 39% clip for the year, and that was exactly what they hit on Wednesday. We'll see if they can do it again today.
The three ball has been a great point of discussion at the next level, because when a team's making threes and you're only making twos, and Tennessee can't hit threes, they're not a three-point shooting team at all. But Tennessee's going to bludgeon them in terms of size. They're just going to pound them, so they're going to have an advantage there. This is one of those classic, and I got Maury Hanks with me, NBA super scout to the stars of global sports. Hey, Mo, last night from High Point, and Chase will like this because he's a ball knower, but the kid that made the winning shot hadn't made a 2-point field goal all year. All year, Maury.
All year, Tony.
All year. That's what we're doing now in college basketball.
That's an amazing stat.
Crazy.
I saw that he didn't have a layup or a breakaway in a game or offensive rebound. So
when you hear Chase say that they instructed their kids, if you get a scintilla, a crack of light, pull. What's that tell you, Mo, about the mindset of their ball club the other night with SMU?
Number one, I think, as he mentioned, they've been playing like that all year. I think they average 26 and a half threes for over the course of 32, 33 games. So they're comfortable playing that way, but they probably didn't want to get bogged down playing on half court, playing with SMU size, and I think they'll probably have to do the same thing today against Tennessee. And Tennessee's a lot more physical, a lot more demanding defensively than SMU.
Question for you, Chase, because Tennessee's really going to challenge, at least we think so. Because the thing is, when you're on the floor and you're a competitor and you see your competitor hit a three ball, you can get pulled into that. It looked like they pulled SMU into that the other day, Chase. They pulled SMU into trying to play their game instead of SMU being disciplined and just going down low.
Well, and that was an issue of, I think maybe this is where the SMU scouting report fell apart a little bit. They have been a run and gun team all season, and they really wanted to stick with their bread and butter of just getting up the court, getting quick shots. I think had they really dug in, and I know it was on a short turnaround from Selection Sunday to the first four, but dug into kind of where Miami had struggled historically, I think they really would have relied on the interior more. Obviously, we'll see a lot of that from Tennessee today, I'm sure. Not going to make the same mistakes there.
Hey, who guards Nate Ament from Miami, Ohio? What do they do with him?
It's a great question. That will be maybe the biggest question of the night, because we saw how they can crash the glass to keep SMU off. How they guard Ament, who's 6'10", almost 18 points a game. Do they have a single guy who can match up with him? Probably not. They'll probably try to switch out, double team, get the ball out of his hands. I imagine that probably the point person on that will be Brant Byers, just because of the size profile there. But that will be a very difficult matchup for an undersized Red Hawk.
Have they played much zone this year?
Not usually. I mean, they've had few occurrences where they really need to bring that out. Today may be a first. I believe they did go to a zone briefly against SMU just to throw a different look, but it's not been something they've relied on for large parts of the season.
Hey, Maury, if there was ever a time to play a zone defense, it's against this Tennessee team, isn't it?
It'd be today. And again, a lot of people say you can't rebound out of a zone. If you practice it and play it, I think it gives you good opportunities to rebound. You have to, you just can't never practice it all year and try to do it, but it puts you in position to rebound better. It also, spreads out the floor. Most teams do not play as well offensively against a zone.
Super Scout Maury Hanks in for Bino Jeff Henderson, who's on assignment and lost wages. His assignment's to lose as much money as possible.
How's he doing with that?
He's doing very well after yesterday. Chase Souter joins. He's at the Cincinnati Enquirer. And Hughie coming up on many of these same stations here momentarily. But Chase, the defensive end of things for Miami, Ohio, we know they can score. We know they're not going to be afraid. Now, here's my other question for you, and this is just a matter of the nuts and bolts of getting around with these tournaments. You come out of that play-in round, you have to play in the afternoon. They're the only team that's put in the afternoon round. The other teams play at night. So, and you would think, it's not a big deal, but I count 36 hours. I'm going to guess they got to Philly at 4:30 in the morning, something like that. That's 36 hours. That's not, that's pretty quick when you're trying to prepare for a team like Tennessee. What time did they get to Philly? Can you walk us through like what time they got in and where you think they are rest-wise?
Yeah, so to the best of my knowledge, it was about 3:30 a.m. Eastern here in Philadelphia that they landed after flying directly from Dayton. As far as rest is concerned, obviously a little bit sleep-deprived over the past 48 hours, but they seem still locked in, ready to go. Multiple players and Coach Travis Steele commenting on, just having to make the best of the situation. But the poise seems there. The energy seems up. And we'll have to see how it looks, obviously, once they take the court at Xfinity Mobile Arena. But they're saying all the right things. They look okay. And they have a lot of energy from the home crowd they got back in Dayton. I think they're carrying that with them.
Hey, Maury, you coach. You've been around a lot of kids, right? When a team like Ohio that's told you don't have a quad one win all year, you don't belong, and then they win this game, right? Pressure comes off of you. But then there's also a sense that you've accomplished sort of what you want to accomplish. Or does this make them a dangerous opponent, Mo, because they won the other night? Where you see what I'm getting at there?
It beats the alternative. I mean, SMU's home.
Yeah.
I think they're playing with house money and the way they play. If they were a team that tried to go inside, and I don't want to call it a niche, but playing fast, shooting three-pointers. Like if they wanted to line up and just play
Basketball.
UT and they played the same way as UT, I think UT would just blow them out. Now, they still may blow them out, but they're going to play a different style and I think that gives them a bit of a chance.
And, Chase, essentially what you're telling us is we knew they were going to shoot the three ball, but that was very excessive from the way they generally play. And the head coach said after the game here tonight, that's exactly kind of what we're going to try and do with Tennessee. Like, there are no secrets here. We're going to get the threes up. Now, here's my question for you. Can Tennessee, because Tennessee's been very successful against teams like that, with Alabama likes to play that way. Tennessee's had success running them off the three-point line. Is there a concern from your perspective that Tennessee will be able to do the same with Ohio? Or do you think Miami will be proficient from that standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, you've hit the nail on the head here. That Alabama comparison is probably the best one. And if you can run Alabama off the line, you can run anybody off the line. Miami will definitely have to adjust to Tennessee's pace of play. I expect that Tennessee will be pretty effective and not allowing a ton of open looks. You saw a few times against SMU that Miami did have some good, backdoor cut options out of scenarios like that. But it's definitely a much bigger test, and I think Tennessee will be pretty effective at getting some of Miami's best shooters like Ian Elmer off the line.
Mo, anything else about this matchup jump out to you as we visit today with Chase Souter on the program?
Yes. Can you talk about, I was telling Tony earlier that it looked like 9 or 10 games they've been in that they've won with 3 points or less or gone to overtime. So I think, I told Tony that I don't think that the moment will be too big for him if it's a close game. Now, the opponent may be too big for him, but I see that they've played a lot of close games.
Yeah, they have the utmost confidence as a team, as a coaching staff. There has never been a single time this season where they have lost faith. Unflappable is the word that Travis Steele loves to throw around. And they feel really confident in those end-of-game scenarios. Always, even the one that they did end up losing in the Mid-American Conference tournament, they felt all the way to the end. This is not out of reach. We will find a way to win. If it's late, obviously, in this one and still close, the Philadelphia fans will likely start to pull behind the Red Hawks, and I think they'll have a great chance to make some clutch plays if it is close at the end.
Hey, Chase, you're going to love this. My great nephew AJ's gone to the game with his aunt. Okay, it's
All right, I'll keep an eye out.
So we were texting each other. I said, AJ, I'm really pumped. You're getting ready to go see my Volunteers play. He said, Uncle Tony. In Maury Hanks terms, Maury tells everybody pump the brakes. He says, Uncle Tony, I hate to tell you this. He goes, I cheer for the Volunteers. He goes, but if I get in that game and it's close in the second half, Uncle Tony, I'm not going to cheer for the Volunteers. I'm going to cheer for that Ohio team. He said, I want to see an upset. And that is the essence of this deal. The essence of this deal is that the David has to hang in that game in the fourth quarter to make that crowd turn.
Yep, exactly.
And it's an amazing thing, Mo, isn't it, when you go to those games?
I've scouted a number of them, and especially it's not so much because there's not a lot of Cinderellas in the second weekend, but teams that they may not even know where Miami of Ohio is.
Don't care. Don't know a player.
Don't care, but they're the underdog, and it also it may help their team too.
Yeah.
The next round, the bigger guy gets knocked out, and they think, oh, we can beat Miami of Ohio, so they're going to cheer for them.
Hey, Chase, are those swimmers going to be at this deal, or was that a one-shot deal up in Dayton?
As far as I know, it was a one-shot Dayton deal. Now, they have been to several Miami basketball games this season, made a big scene at all of the home games. I have not heard of a plan to fly them out to Philadelphia, but obviously that would be a huge help. They forced a critical missed free throw against SMU. If they could come back and do it again, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and we really want to salute Andy Enfeld because I like that loose. Now, Maury, this is good. Let's play a loose zone defense against these guys that want to shoot threes and let them penetrate, Maury. How bad, seriously, on a 1 to 10 scale, how bad was that the other night?
It was like they'd never really prepared. They made – but also –
no offense.
I think he said earlier in the call, how many times did they literally throw the ball from 24 feet? The guard had it, was able to throw a pass into the paint, guy caught it and laid it up. I mean, basically Miami, Ohio was able to shoot layups or three-pointers.
It was unbelievable. Chase, at what point did it dawn on you, hey, SMU's getting ready to get not only beat here, but they're going to get ready to get run out of here?
Well, there was, and I'll say, the first half was a nice, comfortable lead at the half, but then early in the second half, I believe it was Ian Elmer who nailed a three to go up by 14 points. And at that point, it seemed like the hay was in the barn. Now, there was still work to be done. There was almost 8 minutes left in the game. But it did not feel at that point that the Mustangs were ever going to be able to mount a comeback there. And that proved to be correct. It's just too much volume threes for them to overcome.
Fired up, focused, and prepared. Hey, Chase, anything else you'd care to add today on the way out? Health of the Red Hawks coming out of that game the other day.
Well, Miami didn't suffer any injuries in that game, which was fortunate for the Red Hawks. They should be at full strength again here tonight against Tennessee. As far as anything else to add, I've mentioned this a couple of times with the series history between 6 and 11 seeds. 11 seeds actually have a winning record against 6 seeds since 2016. 2 11s won yesterday, Texas and VCU. Will it be 3 today? Who's to say? But the history doesn't look great from Tennessee just from a seeding perspective.
What do you think, Mel?
The only thing I would say about that is that like VCU and the other, those 6 and 11s, the point spread, and again, I don't gamble, but the games were supposed to be close.
Yeah.
This is I think a double digit thing. Are you in Philadelphia? Will you be at the game?
Yep, I will. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to wrap up a few things from the hotel and head over to the arena.
Well, if you can remember, please tell Travis I said to say hello. I've got to know him really well over the years. I'm very good friends with his half-brother, John Gross.
Yeah, John up at Akron. Yeah, absolutely. Will do.
Thank you, my man. Good talking to you.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Tony.
Yeah, you were on with Maury Hanks, Super Scout to the Stars. And tell him that Maury calls himself now the Super Scout to the Star. To the Star. Mo, Mo, you're sitting next to me. By the way,
I know why Bino's not here.
No question. No question. Bino, he's trying to play for money. You think Bino's called me to ask for some winners?
Biggs, you understand you can gamble on your phone like some of my degenerate friends. Bino's not in Las Vegas. He's in his basement.
Hey, by the way, I think Bino was up there with those swimmers the other day. I thought I saw Bino because he likes to run around in his Speedo. Talk to me here about how loose this Miami of Ohio team is going to be.
Yeah, I don't see any nerves. Like I said, they won the game. They won the first game they played in. They're a double-digit underdog.
Yeah.
They've got a coach that is kind of fiery and whatnot. I think they're going to come out and let it rip. And if they lose, they lose. But I think they're going to go down swinging the way they got there.
B Flash Nash over on the YouTube says, "I'll tell you this: Miami of Ohio campus is unbelievable." He said, "I went for a football game back in September, and that is a beautiful place."
My brother played football there in the 90s, late 80s, 90s, and it is a spectacular camp. You can't describe it well enough. Red brick, ivy. I mean, Oxford is a wonderful college
really?
Now. Oh, it's. I mean, you want to talk about Oxford, Mississippi? Oxford, Ohio is on that level.
Speaking of Oxford, Mississippi, they're one of the teams that Georgia did not lead over. Georgia, I got to give them a lot of credit, and I want to shout out Danny White because his brother did a really nice job of coaching Georgia into the tournament, where in the SEC tournament they never led for a second, Mo, and they never led for a second yesterday. You got to say that's pretty good.
That is.
That's a dubious distinction.
No, it's hard to do, Tony.
Yeah, it's really, yeah.
I mean, early in the game, they get a basket, you hit a three, or, it's 7-2, whatever it is. You got to lead sometime.
Let's bring the great Mike Huguenin in now without further ado. You bow thy head when you say thy name. Stacked and packed with you on a Friday, as we just got a report from the city of brotherly love, the city that gave you me. What a blessing that is. And Gufon Moving and Storage is equally such a wonderful blessing to all of us. A business that's been in our midst since 1887. That's longer than I've been alive. That's 139 years, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. That's as long as Tennessee's, Final Four drought. 139 years. And, that's longer than the Julie Jones and Jeremy Pruitt eras combined. And that felt like 150 years, if you know what I mean. Thank God for Josh Heupel. But I want to shout him out, and I bring Hughie in now. Hughie, you're on with Maury Hanks, NBA Super Scout to the Stars of Global Sports Enterprises International, the man of stage games all over the world and maybe one day on Mars. And I know you're a big hoops head, so you guys are going to love this. And let's, without further ado, bring my man Hughie in. Hughie, what'd you make of day one?
It was entertaining. 6 lower seeds won, but, 2 of those were 9s and 2 were 11s. I think that obviously the biggest high point of the day was High Point. Beating Wisconsin, that Chase Johnston kid. It was, he literally hit a logo 3. He hit the layup that gave him the winning points, his first 2-point basket all season. He's a 6th-year guy. Started out at Stetson, which is about an hour from my house in Orlando. It's in DeLand. So a lot of cool stuff. North Carolina, the absolute collapse against VCU. Duke getting basically, that game was in doubt for about 35 minutes, and Siena finished 3rd in its league, for God's sake. They didn't even win the MAC. So it was, there was a lot of good basketball yesterday.
Hughie, what tournament was that Jerry McNamara took over? Do you remember?
The year, you mean?
When he was at Syracuse?
Yeah, I don't remember, but
it was early 2000s, right, Mo? He got real hot.
Yeah.
At the end of the year,
he wasn't Kemba Walker, but he was.
He got really hot.
He was special.
They kind of played like him yesterday. That's my fear with Tennessee and Ohio today. You get one of those mid-majors across from you, and they're just out there playing loose and free, and all of a sudden, you kind of tighten up, and the Vols are going to see a team today, Hughie, that can really shoot the 3 ball like we saw the other night. and they're going to get it up. I mean, they got 42 up the other day. You know, like Matt Dixon said yesterday, if you're the Vols and you see a team that makes 14 or 15 of them, you're in trouble all of a sudden. I like games like this Ohio-Tennessee game today, Hughie.
Yeah, Miami obviously is a really good story. I think it helped that SMU was missing its second-best player, the Edwards guy, and Boopy Miller did not play well. But the Miami story, the High Point story, the High Point coach immediately in his post-game press conference or post-game media hit on the court blasted, high majors for not playing schools like High Point in Miami. He's got a point. But Miami of Ohio's three-point shooting against SMU, they hit them in bunches. Now, obviously, Tennessee sees a team that shoots a lot of threes twice a year when they play Alabama. And Alabama's got more talent. But Miami of Ohio is I think this is going to be a case, I think, of absolutely nobody's pulling for Tennessee except Vols fans. I think Miami of Ohio has captured hearts. A little bit of hyperbolic there, but I think a lot of people are following along and watching what Miami of Ohio can do. They got a bunch of guys who can hit 3-pointers. And if this is Tennessee annually in the NCAA tournament has a game that becomes an offensive slog for the Vols.
You don't say.
They don't want an offensive slog today. They should pound Miami on the boards. They should crush them. But if they're not hitting from the outside, if Gillespie's off, it becomes a lot more interesting.
Hey, Maury, from your perspective, right, you're a guy that's a matchmaker. You've done this all over the country. You get two teams, put them together, sign the contracts, etc., play on a neutral floor, do whatever. The head coach at High Point, does he have a good point that those teams like him, the rich mid-majors, have trouble getting games? Is that an accurate thing he said?
Yeah, it is, Tony, but it's not going to change. It's like, I'd say this, but your wife may divorce you, but it is what it is. But my comeback on that would be, go play better mid-majors. Like if you look at his schedule, he's playing, I don't know, 2 or 3 non-division ones. All those coaches would like to do that and get that opportunity, but they're also playing. High Point is a fantastic job, like Hughie said. I mean, they flew fans. I told you yesterday, they flew fans out to Portland. But that guy wants to win games because he wants the next job. Okay, like Al Huss just left there. He's the coach in waiting at Creighton. He wins 27, 28 games, and guess what? This year, I don't know what their record now is. What's High Point? 20 something. Yeah, they've won 30 games.
God!
4 or 5 of those are like
junk games, right?
Division II teams.
Hughie, from your perspective, right? So he gets up there, and Maury says, if you guys want to do that, go play better teams in the mid-majors. I mean, mid-majors.
I think part of it is, I think it's hard for a school like High Point, which I would argue is really a low major because the Big South is not on the same level as the Mountain, well, certainly not the Mountain West, but not even the Missouri Valley in terms of the money spent on most of the programs in that league. It's that extra points guy, Matt Brown, did the Freedom of Information Act request for Miami of Ohio. And he found Miami of Ohio sent 85 letters to Power 5 teams asking for games, and they all turned them down. I think it's also hard for High Point to, for instance, get a game against Belmont, to get a game against St. Mary's. Because I think that the expense involved, it's a lot easier playing Toccoa Falls than it is getting on a plane and flying to play St. Mary's. But in the old days, about 20 years ago, ESPN had that Bracket Busters series that was played every February. They would match before the season. Certain leagues would say, yes, we'll play. And then ESPN would match, the first place team in the Ohio Valley would play the first place team in the Big South. and I think that it was a great idea, and it led to some great basketball, but it really didn't help those schools, because if you lost, well, I have zero chance for a at-large bid, even if I go 30-6. And the other hand, if you won, it didn't help, because we just beat a team that's 143rd in the net. So it would. What I'd like to see is more of those preseason and Thanksgiving. Well, not preseason, but the early season tournaments. Bring in the High Points. Bring in the Jacksonville States. Bring in the Troys to give them a chance against some high majors.
Those days are over, because now that's why you've seen ESPN, like in their Orlando event and Charleston event, they have one bracket with basically high majors.
Yes, high majors.
And then
yes, exactly.
And because, and again, I've said this for years, doesn't matter what Maury Hanks thinks, but if coaches got together, the net is the worst thing that's ever happened to college basketball scheduling, because it does them no good to play UAB if UAB's a quad 2 win. It doesn't do them any good. They either want to play quad 1 or they want to beat the ever-loving daylights out of a quad 4. And that's another thing about the net, is that it uses offensive execution, defensive execution, how bad you beat a team.
They gimmick these numbers, Mo.
So that's why you see teams at the end of the game. And when I used to scout, Mike, I'd go to games and I'd always look up and see a guy like Nate Ament, let's say, for Tennessee. They're up 18 points with 3 minutes to go. What's he in the game for? I'd say this guy could roll into his knee. He's done for a month. Roll into his ankle. He's done for 2 weeks. But nowadays you have to do that, because you've got to hit the number that the net. And I just, again, coaches are funny. My 2 biggest beefs are that not one guy doesn't assign all the referees, and then you have referees, refereeing a game in California and the next day in Louisiana. And number 2, they don't complain about the use of the net. And I think if the coaches go and complain to their ADs, the ADs could complain to the conference commissioners. I think they could get stuff like that done.
Because they do give.
One thing I've
go ahead.
Tony and I have talked about over the 2 decades I've been on his show, coaches in all sports have a lot more power if they all legitimately had the same goals. The problem is, obviously, coaches don't have the same goal. But
no, you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
They years ago, you'll probably remember this, Mike. This is 20 years ago, maybe longer. There was an 8-5 rule, because Tim Floyd, good friend of mine, Tim Floyd would go, he'd get a job, and he'd get rid of his whole team, and because of his contacts and being a great recruiter, he'd go bring in 9 or 10 guys, kind of like they do now. And so he would get kids from junior colleges, or he'd find a kid that was already sitting out, and you could come play right away. Well, they said, let's do the 8-5 rule. It all sounded really good. You could sign no more than 5 in 1 year and no more than 8 over 2 years. And then coaches got jobs. And they go, okay, we're going to get rid of Johnny. We're going to get rid of Billy. I've got these guys coming. Coach, we can only sign 3 guys. Why? Because the staff signed 5 last year. That rule literally lasted about 2 years. And the coaches got together and said, this is an idiotic rule. And again, I agree with you. If they got together and worked together, they could change those 2 things.
So, Hughie, the St. Louis's of the world, who have great NIL money, the High Point people who've got a lot of money, they can't get games. And Maury's a matchmaker. Maury, you've got your event down in Florida, your preseason event that I'm sure Hughie's probably been to, off the Gold Coast down there. But the point is that these teams have trouble getting games, even though they have pretty good players. They have means. The Shirts guy just signed a new deal. We were talking about it yesterday, where they basically have guaranteed him the most money in his league, right?
Yes, he's the Duke or the Kansas or whatever you want to say of his league, and that's why you're going to see guys, Mike. I think you'll agree. Like the guy at South Florida could have walked to Syracuse 15 years ago. The guy from South Florida is going to Syracuse. He turned the job down.
Right.
Isn't that incredible?
Last year, a good friend of mine, good solid mid-major program, interviewed at Florida State, and they're saying, okay, this is what we can pay you, this is what we can pay your staff, this, that, and then they get to NIL, and He said, what? And yeah, where else can we get it from? He goes, no, this is the bucket we have for NIL. He turned the job down. He stayed where he's at a solid, mid-major job. And that's why I was telling Tony the other day that I've had high major coaches tell me, lower level high major, that if Memphis opened up, because Memphis is like the Duke of the American Conference.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to be in the number 1 or number 2 job in your league if possible.
Can you believe that, by the way, Hughie, we haven't talked about it, how off the radar Memphis basketball is, how impossible that seems? And for that matter, Syracuse.
They were brutal. I think they were 8th in the league this year. The 8th seed in the tournament, I know that. But I think that, I don't think Penny Hardaway obviously is any kind of great X's and O's coach. But neither is Mike White. So I think Memphis, the idea that, FedEx is, a couple years ago when Memphis had Jalen Duren and the other kid who was actually even a bigger recruit, but playing well in the NBA. And that team lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament. But Penny has had some really solid teams. And it all goes back to money. And you mentioned USF and Brian Hodgson. USF, their AD is Mike Kelly. He's done a really good job in identifying football coaching talent and basketball coaching talent. Because people forget that if Abdur Rahim, he died of that heart attack, and Hodgson wouldn't even be there. So, and Abdur Rahim turned around Kennesaw. So there are ADs out there who know what they're doing, and I think a guy like Mike Kelly is a guy who says if we spend X amount of money, we are going to have either the highest NIL in our league or the second highest, and we're going to win. And my wife's a USF alum. USF basketball, for like the first time ever, like it sells out games now. You're like, what the heck's going on? But that's what spending money correctly on NIL can get you. Full arenas.
Full arenas. Talk to me here as we're live on the deck here. Calhoun's on the river where we be. Baseball Vols in action tonight with Missouri. It's going to be unbelievable, Andy. The weather here is just picture perfect. It's unreal. Maury Hanks, how cool did I look when you walked up and I had that guitar? Oh, when you saw me.
Well, for once, I'd like to say that I wish I was blind. Mike, I thought it was a homeless man, and I was looking for his can to put a coin in.
That's not.
I mean, seriously.
That's pretty politically incorrect. As the great Maury Hanks joins.
What, to say that I want to be blind?
I don't know. Today on.
I mean, Mike, it was. I can't describe it.
Hughie, in your humble opinion, Hughie, how good's a card today?
Well, I think it's even better than it was yesterday.
Right.
I'm extremely interested in seeing what Akron can do against Texas Tech. I still think missing JT Toppin is going to hurt them. I don't know if it's this round or next round. The Santa Clara Kentucky game. Herb Sendek can coach, and I think everybody outside of Kentucky looks at that Kentucky roster and sort of chuckles. And what happens there? Hofstra, Alabama. Not that Hofstra's going to win, but how does Alabama look without Aiden Holloway? How good is Utah State? The Miami Tennessee game, the Iowa Clemson game, the ACC has not shown well. UCF UCLA, Missouri Miami. Missouri is the lower seed, but has basically a home crowd in St. Louis. And I'm also interested in seeing Cal Baptist Kansas, just to see what Darren Peterson looks like in the NCAA tournament.
Mo, what's your more intriguing? If you had, give me a couple games.
He mentioned a lot of good games. One, Mike, that I'm really interested in is Northern Iowa and St. John's. You have two very, very good coaches, completely different styles. The coach at Northern Iowa has been there a million years. And, a number of years ago, I think they went to the Sweet 16 and they gave him like $1 million a year contract for 10 years. And it's good to see them back. They won the Missouri Valley tournament. They beat St. Louis. And but he's going up against, in my opinion, the greatest coach in the history of college basketball. So two different styles. We'll see, which style.
St. John's isn't exactly the best shooting team. So, but
right.
Yeah, they're so – I mean, I wonder how Northern Iowa can handle Zuby Ejiofor. But and Northern Iowa was the 6th seed in the Missouri Valley. So just like last night, Siena was the 3rd seed from the MAC and gave Duke all it could handle. So you sort of wonder, like, Belmont won the Missouri Valley in the regular season. What, I assume they would be an 11 or a 12, but they won the regular season for a reason. They're better than Northern Iowa. You wonder sort of what a school like Belmont could do if they had made the NCAA tournament. And that's another problem with the mid-majors. You can win your league by 2 games, but if you falter in March in your conference tournament, you're either in the NIT or you're sitting at home.
It's interesting when you start looking at these games, and you start considering, like today. Break that Kentucky game down for me. What do you think happens, Hughie?
You never know with Kentucky. I mean, OA should have a great game.
Yep.
Kentucky should be able to control the paint, but
yep.
Sometimes they're an absolute mess on the court. Santa Clara, Kentucky were 32 or 33 games into the season. I'm not sure Kentucky has set concrete roles for all of its players. Or the flip side of that, if the players accept those set concrete roles. Santa Clara is the opposite. These guys know what they're supposed to do. They're a well-coached team. The lack of athleticism is going to hurt Santa Clara.
Yep.
We saw that yesterday when St. Mary's just got obliterated by bucketball. But I don't think Kentucky is as cohesive a unit in some respects as Texas A&M. So I could see Santa Clara. I think this game will be extremely close throughout, and I would not be shocked if Santa Clara.
What's funny about basketball, guys? The thought occurs to me: you spend a lot of money in football, you're going to win. Because, Maury, I'm going to get on the field with you, and I'm going to shove you around. I'm going to push you around, and I'm going to beat you up if I spend a lot of money in football. Now, there can be times where you could have a crash and burn from that perspective. Penn State, that happened to them this past season. That does happen. But for the most part, you spend money in football, you should win. It's not so in basketball. It's not. I mean, I look at BYU. Now, BYU got one of their better players hurt. But they went home last night. You had the Bonza and the four weaklings around him last night.
They paid Rob Wright a ton of money to come from Baylor. So
there you go.
An expensive roster, and
it's
you lose
very
to Texas,
expensive,
which obviously is an expensive roster as well.
Right.
But Texas, I don't think at any point during the regular season when I watched Texas did I go, "Wow, that's at least the Sweet 16 team."
Yeah.
No, it was wow. Sean Miller's got a lot of work to do.
So, I just Kentucky they are the chief cook and bottle washer of that, guys. They're a perfect example. People think, and look, we don't know, but there's estimates that they're spending north of $20 million on their roster. That's embarrassing. You're spending $20 million for what? I mean, they're embarrassed. No offense to them. I'm a Tennessee fan. Kentucky basketball embarrasses me. And I'm a Tennessee fan.
$22 million to play on the first day of the SEC tournament. With
Exactly.
Schools like Mississippi State.
Well, how about
South
this?
Carolina. That's the group you're paired with this year. And, you supposedly they spent $22 million on that roster.
They were the opening match
in the
SEC tournament. And they're about to be the opening match on Friday afternoon. They're not even in prime time. And they spent all that money. By the way, before we talk about Tennessee's matchup with Ohio, and I want to get to where the rubber meets the road here with Mike Huguenin, I got Maury Hanks, who'll be Super Scout to the Stars of Global Sports International and soon to be Global Sports Intergalactic. I want to shout out Kathy and Elizabethan, who's a massive, huge Tennessee Volunteer fan, a lady that has stood for people all her life. She is celebrating her 79th trip around the sun today. And I want to say God bless her to her. She's 78 years old. And Kathy, shout out to you. Shout out to Zach, your son, who's a good man. And I know you're a wonderful lady. Thank you for blessing us with Zach. Now, I say all that to ask you this, Hughie. What happens today in the city of brotherly love as my Volunteers get on the court against a David who
Well,
might have a sharp stone.
I think Tennessee's basically power and strength wins the game. I don't think Miami can hang with Tennessee inside. Miami is not overly big. Well, I shouldn't say their big guys aren't overly talented. Let's put it that way. The Woolfolk kid can play. Brant Byers is 6'8", but he's more of an outside shooter, I think, than anything else. They don't have a lot of athleticism. But yeah, I think it all comes down to Tennessee's three-point defense. You got to run Miami off the three-point line. And again, this is the same. Tennessee generally has success against natives, this team, because they run Alabama off the line. If they do that against Miami consistently and pound the ball inside, they're going to win. Yep. But if Miami's hitting its threes like they did the other night,
you're going home.
I think it's going to be an interesting game anyway. But you let Miami hang around by hitting threes, Tennessee's going to be in trouble late.
Hey, Mo, stupid question for you. How many three balls does Miami need to hit today to make this a game where Tennessee's nervous late? Talk to me.
I think similar to what they did the other night against SMU. Now, I don't think Tennessee will be as lax in their defending them as SMU was, but I think they need to make
that's a nice line, lax. It's like they didn't know Miami could shoot the three.
That was polite, wasn't it, Mike?
Yes, it was.
It's like me saying Tony's a handsome man.
Hey, this Andy Enfield guy, how much juice can you squeeze out of one NCAA tournament run?
Well, he was okay at USC. I mean, he wasn't horrible, but yeah, and that's another school they spent some money on their roster. But you're right. You look back and remember the Dunk City team, and he parlayed that into USC, and then he moved from, USC was sort of like let's get rid of this guy, and then he goes to SMU. He did take him to the NCAA tournament. His style is fun to watch, but they don't ever really, even those Florida Gulf Coast teams, they were not exactly detail-oriented.
Yeah, he made an Elite Eight. I know people are telling me he made an Elite Eight at USC. I realize that. Do you realize how much of a payroll and how much of an advantage USC has compared to Mick Cronin over there at UCLA? Until Mick Cronin got a guy to kind of be his patron here recently. Maury, do people realize what a good job that USC job is? Do they understand that?
It's a private school. I mean, it's a great academic school.
Yes.
But being a private school, they can get a dead man into school.
I mean, one Elite Eight appearance there. I mean, that's okay, but
no, I know
they ran him out of there.
Yeah, they were. I hate to say it, they were ready to see Andy leave, and he found a good landing place because SMU is. I mean, they bought their way into the ACC.
Are they going to put up with that from him there?
I mean, it was his second year. I mean, 2 more years. They think they'd want to see some, return on investment.
Gufon Moving and Storage, ladies and gentlemen, presents our Mover of the Week. The great Mike Huguenin's in the house, breaking it down scientifically. Shout out to Taylor. He's 5th generation. He moves right to left across your device and takes great care of you. They offer secure, vaulted storage. Newest offering, commercial storage logistics, offering receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for our Gufon Moving and Storage. Mover of the Week is presented by the great Mike Huguenin right here on our program. Hughie?
Okay, we talked about High Point earlier. Obviously, the move in a good direction. Let's go the opposite, and the mover of the week is North Carolina. They end the season on a 3-game losing streak. I know they lost Caleb Wilson. They led by 19 points with 14 minutes to go against VCU and lost. And, Siena last night famously played, I think their starting lineup, 4 of them went all 40 minutes, and 1, I think, went 39 minutes, 30 seconds. For some reason, Hubert Davis last night only used 1 sub in the second half. Seth Trimble and Vassar played the whole second half. Vassar at the end, 7-footers, he was sucking massive wind at the end.
He was roached when he got fouled there.
North Carolina,
Roached.
the first year Hubert Davis is there, he takes them to the Final Four, takes them to the title game. He beats he hands Mike Krzyzewski his final 2 college losses, including one at Duke in the regular season finale, and then one in the NCAA tournament. So there was so much goodwill for Hubert Davis. I think that goodwill has basically gone. North Carolina is getting a new AD over the summer, so I don't think Hubert Davis is getting fired. But there is a lot of angst, to put it lightly.
Oh, yeah.
The Athletic reported this morning that the UNC roster was one of the 10 highest paid in the nation. And you look at that roster, okay, Caleb Wilson, yes, him getting hurt sort of ruined the season. But you don't blow 19-point leads to VCU with 14 minutes left with a high-moneyed roster. I don't understand what North Carolina has done under Hubert Davis for the last 3 years. He followed up his first year getting to the national title game. The next year, they went to the NIT. So it's been a very up and down tenure there. They've lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament twice in a row. That's the first time that's ever happened at North Carolina. So I don't think Hubert Davis is getting fired. I'm sure there's some people hoping he resigns. But, I mean, North Carolina, frankly, for much of the last couple of years of Roy Williams, they weren't exactly world beaters either. It's still the blue blood program. They sell out Dean Smith Center. But that loss yesterday is extremely embarrassing.
Another thing that hurts them, Mike, is I think you'll agree, is that what John Shire's done the last 4 years when you compare it to what Hubert's done.
And you know what? The contrast to those two guys, one, and you hate to say this, but it's just optics. One guy looks like a bright young guy, and the other one looks like he's just totally burned out. I mean, you look at those two dudes. No offense.
Yeah, I think the stress has gotten to Hubert Davis.
And you can just tell by looking at him.
His entire coaching staff, him and his 3 lead assistants, all are former UNC players. Maybe you need an outside voice to come in and say, well, just because North Carolina did this under Dean Smith and Roy Williams, it doesn't mean that you need to keep doing it. So,
exactly. I completely agree.
I think, I mean, again, I spent part of my childhood in the Carolinas. I've never been a UNC fan because their fans are very. We invented basketball.
Yeah, they're very provincial. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but at the same time, I'm thinking, I can't believe they're enjoying this. Basketball should not be a slog for fans, and I think North Carolina under Hubert Davis has become a slog for fans. Oh my God, what's going to happen today? Oh my God, what's going to happen when we play Clemson on the road? Oh my God, could we lose to Cal? That kind of stuff. And I don't mean Calipari, I mean University of California. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if Hubert Davis does decide to step down, and if he doesn't, with the new AD coming in, what kind of hot seat he'll be on entering it.
Hughie, I love you. You're my man. Enjoy the rest of the basketball weekend, and my happy bleary eyes to you. I know your eyes are going to be spinning in the back of your head by the time Sunday night rolls around. Hughie, I love you. You're my guy.
All right, talk to you next week. Thank you, sir.
The great Huguenin one more time. Maury, you're getting some love in here from G-Max Tapeworm. G-Max Tapeworm is a fan of yours, Maury. Your thoughts on the fact that you've got a fan, a super fan, in fact. G-Max Tapeworm says he's a super fan of you. Your thoughts that G-Max Tapeworm is a fan of yours.
That's very nice of him or her. And I know I'm no Beano.
Do you believe Kentucky rolls today?
I don't know if they roll. I think it's a coin toss, to be honest with you, because Herb Sendek is a really, really, really good coach. One of the driest people I've ever met.
Yes.
You're like Don Rickles compared to him, Tony, and you've got no sense of humor.
Do you believe, Maury, in your humble opinion, and we're going to come back on the other side and take some calls at 865-200-5402 because we're jumping out like we did yesterday, sort of kind of early. Why? Because it's the NCAA tournament, and I ain't competing with that. I put myself out in front of parades. I don't try to create them. It's Craig Jacobus. Shout out to Craig Jacobus, who taught me that a long time ago, one of my mentors in the radio business. But we're going to do some Tennessee totals. We're going to get Mo is going to give us a look-see at who the officials might just be today and how that might shape the game. Mo, you've had a look-see at the officials. Will they help or hurt Tennessee? That's what I'm going to ask you when we come back on the other side, because it does matter who you draw in these tournaments. It shouldn't matter, but every official has their own, some will. We need officials today. They're going to call everything, Mo, or going to let things go? What do we need today?
Let things go.
We come back on the other side and we continue. We want to let Tennessee grab and hold them out top like they do with Alabama, not get in their offense, not get free, get handsy with people out top. And then conversely, you live with it when they hack and grab and, grab our guys inside. You got to be able to play through contact. Maury, I've got a young man that's a Clemson fan out there. Are you feeling good about their chances?
They lost their second leading scorer in the tournament, so I think it'll be very tough. But you want to talk about a slog of a game. Them and I will play at really, really slow paces. So I think they'll be in the game. I don't know if they can get over the hump.
I don't want to come with some special glasses, brother. As we continue with more, we're live today at Calhoun's on the River. This is your spot. Before, during, and after all the Tennessee baseball this weekend. It's beautiful this weekend. Get on out. Let's watch a tournament, which begins right now after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. collinsinsuranceTN.com. And hey, their mama's easy approved. collinsinsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues. Every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Basilio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest. Finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a Craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
Tony B back with you. And we welcome you back. The great Maury Hanks, super scout to the stars in the house. Georgia Tech's got a new head coach, Mo.
Yes,
your
sir.
Your
Scott
thoughts
Cross.
on their hire is Gainey tried to get involved with it. But didn't happen.
Yeah, Scott Cross did a nice job at Troy. He was at Texas Arlington. Tony, you talk about people that get hired, but also to hire somebody, you have to fire somebody. He was at Texas Arlington for a long time, did a great job. AD comes in, says, I want to get my new guy. Lets him go, and they haven't been the same since.
I want to shout out Riley in the Island. We're putting going to have the games on all the channels out here all weekend long. We're going to have the NCAA tournament for you. But Riley's taking great care of us. She's unbelievable, Andy. When you come out today, you'll see her out in the Island bar area here. Tip her, take great care of her, and all the great servers here. Everybody in the house. Shout out to Bob Baskerville, who's listened to us earlier. The McNamara kid went nuts in the final game against Kansas when they won the Natty with Carmelo Anthony. And McNamara, the following year, put them on his shoulders and carried them through the tourney out of nowhere. He had an incredible run, and now he coaches the team that lost to Duke yesterday. So,
Siena, and he's in the hunt for the Syracuse job.
Why wouldn't you give it to a kid like him?
Yeah,
Why would you do that? They're not going to get.
Right. I could see that,
They're
but
just
he's
not,
been a head
Maury.
coach for 2 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they go and try to strike out like they did with the guy at South Florida, then he may get the job.
Maury, I want to shout out my friends at T3 Vodka for folks that haven't had it. What are they in for when they try the smooth taste of T3?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's very good in the golf course, as I told you before, and it is high quality vodka.
It's unbelievable, Andy. It is unfreaking believable. as we're with you today. UNC had a 19-minute lead last night with 19-point lead with 15 minutes left. They were up 9 with 5 minutes left. And they scored 8 more points the rest of the way, and they used 1 substitution in doing it. Now, Maury, you've been on our Garza Law 5th Quarter fan reaction program. How freaking mad do you think people would be on that program in our fan? We'd be on the 3 o'clock in the morning if Rick Barnes did that in an NCAA tournament game.
Yeah, it was.
That's not good.
It was hard to watch.
That's not good. That's not good, coach, as they say in the trade. That's a tough putt, as they say in the trade. That's not good, coach, as they say in the trade. Riley's on the scene, though. We're gonna get it going here. Let's go to the phones. We'll get as many people in here. Let's get Boy Billy in Harriman in the hunting in the mix with us. Boy Billy, you got some fans out here at Calhoun's on the river. They're giving me the 2 thumbs up for Boy Billy in Harriman. Boy Billy, you got a little. See, Maury's got G-Max Tapeworm, loves him, and you got fans, man. Who would you rather have? The folks at the table in front of me, or G-Max Tapeworm?
Tony, am I on? And I know that I'm on, baby. Hey, man, I love all the people, man. I'm a man of the people, bro.
You're a man of the people, yep. And Maury was just out giving pointers to the folks that are visiting, the Clemson fans that are here. Maury was out. Maury's like he's the Conventioner and Visitors Bureau. I told them to ignore everything he says. I'm sure he was guiding them to all the lowbrow places in town. But anyway, I digress. Go ahead.
Hey, Tony, I was going to say, man, Wisconsin's got 99 problems, and number 99 was the one, man. Did you see that sucker Chase Johnson shoot a fast break pull-up, Pete Hegsted's Scud missile from 35 for no reason with 28 seconds on the shot clock?
Hey, Maury, the stuff these kids do, we've talked about this. You can coach them. You can walk them through it. It's what makes college basketball, right? They don't worry about the time. Tennessee's got kids that do that. They don't look at the time. They don't even play the game like they're playing a game.
Yeah, time and possession, Tony, are very, very important. And again, if you don't practice things starting in August now, I mean, before you practice October 15th, but now they practice all year. If you don't practice, those, and you hear coaches talk about, oh, we did this, we did that. An example of, if you go back and watch the last play that North Carolina ran last night, they call timeout. It's a side out of bounds. They run a guy off a screen at the top of the key. They're trying to throw the ball to the big guy at the top of the key. They do. The guy they want to get the ball to trembles in the back court. He runs up, and they want to do a handoff and get him going to the basket. Well, when you run that 5-on-0, it's easy. Nobody's guarding you. You know what I mean? You just catch it and hand it off. Well, the VCU people probably had scouted that play, number one. Number two, the guy was defending that. So they didn't – the big guy had no idea to run the counter to that. You know, okay, this is done. What's our counter to that? North Carolina just, that's why they basically bobbled the ball and the guy, shot a bad shot up.
And the 7'2" kid ends up at the foul line who hasn't been subbed out.
Right.
Who's sucking wind. And you knew damn right well, he's a 61% foul shooter to begin with. The chances that kid makes 2 foul shots there are slim to none. And then on the second one, Boy Billy, again, we're back to this. On the second one, as Aberdeen hits a 3-ball, Kentucky's up early 5-0 as they're 2 of 5 from the field. But on the second one, he doesn't even know the rule and just throws it off the background haphazardly. College basketball is just crazy, Boy Billy. It's crazy.
Hey, Ty, he knew the rule. He just got bad aim, bro. That's bad hand-eye coordination. But speaking of that North Carolina game, man, somebody needs to go change North Carolina's diapers. The way they completely manured their pants the last 10, 15 minutes of that game, man. And that was unreal, bro.
Hey, there's a family of fans of yours in front of me trying to eat. And you're speaking like you're using body language. Now, come on.
Sorry about that, bro. I got to get back to work, but Tony, last thing I'm going to say, man. I turned on that late night, that Georgia Bulldog game. As soon as I turn on, they're down 40, getting handed a beat down by Baby Jokic and them boys. And that just reminded me of one of my other Bob Dylan quotes, man. When you think you lost everything, you find out you can always lose a little more. See you, Tom.
The man's quoting Dylan on here. Maury, the game's different. when you come out and shoot the ball well, Kentucky has, and they're up 8-2, and they're kind of manhandling this team a little bit, kind of pushing them around on the glass. What's a Santa Clara have to do against a team like Kentucky, Mo, to hang in the game?
They have to make shots. They have to keep the game close, and that may sound easier said than done. But if they keep the game close, you've seen, Kentucky's made some good comebacks against Tennessee, but you've seen them wilt down the stretch, and the pressure will all be on Kentucky. And again, like you said earlier, there'll be nobody in that building besides Kentucky fans rooting for Kentucky.
Shout out to Chuck Norris, RIP on him, as Chuck Norris has passed away. How old was Chuck Norris, Mark?
85, 86.
Yeah. Shout out to the great Chuck Norris. Make no mistake about it. 85. Good guys wear black, one of the all-time great ones. And also on all the exercise videos late at night, inspiring me to be better. Let's get ready to go back to our phones. I want to shout out to my great nephew AJ. He's on his way down to the arena as we speak, getting ready because they've got a little late start here. They stagger these starts, Mo. Were you surprised they made Kentucky the curtain jerker here, Mo, and put them on first?
No, Tony, because there's other better games, later on. Also, Santa Clara is not like a household name. You know what I mean? You just can't look at, one of the teams playing. They look at them overall and they try to balance it.
What about the Vols in the 4:30 slot with the play-in winner? Usually they put those on. Like, I'm not complaining because I
think it helps Tennessee, but also
it does help Tennessee. But usually they don't do that.
No,
and in recent years they really don't do that.
Yeah, like Texas got to play at night last night, but all that does is help Tennessee, I believe.
Back to the phones we go. If you want to get in the hunt in the mix with us and in the mix and in the hunt, as we're live today at Calhoun's on the River, making it happen with you. It's an unbelievable place. Very good crowd out here already. And again, I want to shout out my friends at Proper Popcorn who present the great Willie D. Heflin, who will be on the mic, the M, the I, the C, following the finale of Tennessee and Mizzou. The rims are really soft up in St. Louis. Santa Clara just got about a 4-bounce roll. Ball rolls around and goes in. I like the 4-bounce rolls. And Kentucky, the thing about the Wildcats is they just can't shoot the ball, Mo. They remind me of that Lady Vol team. It's like when you can't shoot, the game is so much harder when you can't make field goals.
Yeah,
just a tough game.
If you've got that, but also, Tony, if you don't have one thing you can hang your hat on, if you can't shoot, then be a great rebounding team like Tennessee is, or be a very good defensive team and score off turnovers and things of that nature.
I go back to the phones and get our next call in as Brian Hartman is through the glass today, pushing the buttons, making it happen. Let's get our next call in. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, meet and greet. We have a line open for you if you want to jump in with us. We're going to take calls the rest of the hour. Let's get Negadave in the hunt in the mix. Negadave, welcome in.
Hey, guys. Well, tell me
Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave, I'm getting 2 thumbs up from a table for you. JM's giving you 2 thumbs up. Sitting behind me, he's a big Negadave fan. Who knew? JM's a Negadave fan.
Glad. Always appreciate my fans out there.
Anything you care to say to one of your fans, JM, who would like to meet you at some point, he said. He just screamed it at me.
Oh, that'll happen at some point in time.
I thought he was flipping you off, Tony.
No, he was saying Negadave's number 1.
Okay.
Is that what you were saying? No, he was flipping me off.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Negadave.
I was flipping you off.
False alarm. He was flipping me off, buddy. I'm sorry.
Hey, Tony, pump the brakes.
But, Tony, it comes down to this. Does Barnes play to his seed like he has his whole 39 years as a head coach? Or does something special happen this year?
Well, if he plays to his seed, to Matt Dixon's point, if he plays to his seed, Maury, he goes home on Sunday. And that generally is who Rick Barnes is. Generally, his team plays as they're seeded, and they're just not going to upset people. It's an interesting
It's amazing, Tony, because
it's amazing. He's so consistent.
Tony, when the only time he's been a 1 seed, he made a Final Four. When he's a 2 seed, he usually gets to, I think he's 4 out of 5 getting to the Elite 8. When he's a 3 seed, he always makes a Sweet 16, and he'll lose to either a higher seed or like in 18-19, he lost to a 3 seed as a 2 seed. He just plays to his seed. It's unbelievable how consistent he has been, consistently doing that. If that makes any sense, I don't think.
No, it's the last 2 years as an Elite 8 team. Tennessee was a 2 and a 3. They played.
He was a 2 seed the last 2 years.
I'm sorry, a 2 and a 2, and they played right to their seed, just like you're saying. Now, look, the 2 draws they had the last 2 years. Maury, I was watching a game the other night. A kid caught the ball in the paint and got hung up. Had the ball in his hands for a good 6 seconds. There is no 3-second call anymore at all in major college basketball. Do they call it in the NBA at all?
A little bit, I think. And again,
why?
And I haven't talked to any of my referee friends about this, but I will think, because now that the game is, that they're really not looking for it, if that makes any sense, because they're looking for being able to let the flow of the game go. So they're
Zach Edey went to the free throw line 22 times 2 years ago.
And that's the point. Zach Edey would sit there for 10 seconds. You're not beating them. I mean, and then last year, that Houston team, and I want to ask Mo about the officials today because I think he's got a little line on that, but that Houston team really roughed up the Vols, which is what inspired Rick Barnes to go out and get Carey. And people like him that they thought, ironically, could play through contact, but unfortunately, Carey's just not that kind of player.
Tony, what he
at
should
this
have done
level
is gone out and got multiple good 3-point shooters. Forget Carey. You got to have guys who can knock down shots.
That's what they're doing this offseason. You'll be glad to know that Tennessee right now is involved with several, and that there are names that are out there that have been published, but they're out there. It's about 3 or 4 guys whose names aren't published who are highly prolific offensive players first that the Vols are involved with. And the staff is initiating this, by the way.
Tony, I'm going to say this right now, that there's got to be one guy besides Gillespie and Nate Emmett that has to step up like he's not stepped up all year. And that's the key for them to get past the first weekend.
Maury, who is that player? Who is, and thank you, Dave. Maury, who is, for the Vols, if Tennessee's going to get through this weekend, is it going to be a Boswell at the 2 coming alive and making some shots? Somebody in postseason ball always has to make a shot for you. Is it going to be a JP Estrella down low? Is it going to come from the guards? Is it going to come from one of their forwards? Where's it going to come from for this Tennessee team that's going to happen?
In the tournament, it's usually guards that get hot.
Yeah.
But I don't, the guards, that you're talking about, they don't have a lot of guys, a lot of bullets in the gun. So talent-wise, I'd think it would be Estrella. Now, again, you don't know how healthy he is and things of that nature, but I think it would be Estrella. But they do. Dave's right. I've said this for a couple weeks in your show. They need to have a third scorer to take some pressure off the other 2.
Because I do think today that Gillespie and Amen are going to eat if the game goes according to form, and Tennessee's probably going to whack this team. Although Matt Dixon reminds me that Tennessee doesn't whack anybody. I mean, they were not whacking teams in the non-league schedule. They weren't playing anybody outside the number. You talk about the BP. What's the metric that they all
Ken Palm? No, the net.
The net.
Yeah.
And so these teams will schedule these quad 4
and
bring them into the building and beat the brakes out of them, which makes it kind of unwatchable. And they don't sub their players late, and it frustrates fans. But all that said, Mo, when Tennessee was unable to do that this year, That's when we knew they were a different Rick Barnes type of basketball team. When they were unable to put the Tennessee States of the world, and look, Nolan's great job from Nolan getting those kids there from where they were in December. But when they had a failure to do that, Maury, we knew early on that this was going to be a challenge this year for these guys.
Yeah, it's not a perfect team. There's a lot of flaws to it.
Yep.
Like I said, they don't have a third scorer. They need to do it kind of by committee, but they definitely need to have somebody step up if they want to get to the next weekend.
I'm watching this Kentucky game right now. Kentucky's unable to throw it in the ocean. They're down 11-10. Both teams, and Kentucky doesn't rebound the ball. They don't play hard. I mean, I'll tell you what, that's a really tough group to watch.
Isn't there a movie or a book or something called Misfit Toys? I mean, they do not. I won't tell you who, but a long time NBA head coach, college head coach, same person. In November, he was at my tournament, and we're talking, and he goes around and he watches, and he goes, they have no chance. And I was with Kermit Davis, the old Miss coach, and he looked at this other guy and he says, Coach, what are you talking about? He goes, they've got all these high-level players and this and that. And he said, they're misfit toys. He said, they don't jive. He goes, I was there for 2 or 3 days of practice. And guess what? He was right. He was right 3 months later.
Again, I'm back to this. Just because you spend a lot of money on your roster in basketball doesn't mean it's going to work out for you. In that sport, they have got to come together. Now, they have the lead right now by 1, but I'm telling you right now, this Santa Clara team, I mean, if you get in a snowball fight with them, you better watch out because they're putting rocks in the middle of those things. These guys are throwing up some serious brickage, this Santa Clara club. As Kentucky's up 14-11, Brian Hartman will keep you abreast of the other action. We're staying on with you till 6 o'clock tonight. Maury doesn't know that. We're on. We're going to just stay here and do a watch along and do the show live. I'm lying. I've got about 30 minutes left in me, and then I'm going to give you the best 30 minutes of your life, and that's what he said. As we continue with more on the other side on your Friday, live at Calhoun's on the river. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the greatest spot on planet Earth. It is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, incredible here. Thank all the folks that have come out today. I love each and every one of you. We will serve you. We will be with you. Even Negadave's cheering section. I even love those guys. As we continue with more right after this.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79, lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game in this, the year of the World Cup in North America. Celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw, available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest, finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a Craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades.
like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your Sips Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. All right. So we've got young Laurel in the house today. How old is Laurel? She's going to turn 3. She's going to be my youngest singer of Rocky Top ever. Maury, do you think this... Come on up here, Laurel. You little sweetie, you. Come on up here. Laurel, do you like ice cream?
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
Chocolate.
All right, chocolate. Laurel is going to sing Rocky Top. She's going to be the youngest singer in the history of this show to sing Rocky Top. Now, she's kind of tugging at her dad and see she wants up. No, she says no. She got near me, Maury, and I think she thinks I'm creepy.
You know what? She's right.
Laurel, do you think I'm creepy? No? Okay. She
Hey, give her a few years, Tony.
Laurel, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
See, can you say go Vols? Go Vols. That's awesome. Let's go back to our phones. We have a full bank of calls, as they will stay throughout. Laurel, great job by you, honey. That was awesome. Great job, Laurel. And that's a beautiful name, by the way. When I first got married, I used to live on Laurel Avenue up in Fort Sanders. There's a street up there named after you. Laurel Avenue. And let's not forget about the Laurel Canyon Ramblers back in the day, and Laurel Canyon, all that great music from your name in California. Maury, you ever been up Laurel Canyon?
I used to drive it all the time when the 405 freeway was busy.
Music was...
You can drive Laurel Canyon from like the west side up over to the valley.
Joni Mitchell, the Eagles, the Doors, all those people lived up there.
Yep.
You just you don't even appreciate it.
I lived it, Tony. I mean, I'm not from Philadelphia trying to get to Laurel Canyon. Good point, Maury.
Let's get Brian in here. Everybody's a comedian, and Maury is chief comedian. Brian, welcome in. Live today at Calhoun's on the River. Hi.
Hey, guys. It's Little Silver Brian. Shout out to Jeff and the DMV. He wanted to see if... Ellie, did you watch any of that championship game in the SEC championship, Ole Miss and Arkansas, or toward the end, the very end, the last minute or so?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch 5 seconds of it.
Well, you were lucky. Jimmy Dykes was on there, but I watched it on mute. But anyway, at the end, about 27 seconds, 23 seconds, Mississippi, they threw it down kind of in the corner on the right side, and the guy went to drive. He was right on the sideline, and he went to plant his foot, and he planted his foot, about 6 inches out of bounds. So he turned the ball over. And Jimmy Dykes said, they came back and they showed it again. And Jimmy Dykes said, you got to have foot discipline. You got to have foot discipline when you play this game. So now we got
Maury, we have eye discipline, foot
Jones
discipline.
has the eye discipline, and Jimmy Dykes has the nail, and now the foot discipline.
And some of our friends that can't behave themselves ought to have hand discipline, if you know what I mean. So, Maury, we have different disciplines. Maury, what's your, like on the golf course, what's your discipline that you struggle with the most on the golf course?
Oh, Tony, I'm not very good. But one thing I take credit for is I know my limitations. As the great Clint Eastwood said, man must know his limitations. I don't try to hit a lot of shots I can't. I understand that. It's kind of like you thinking you're a handsome man.
So what about okay.
I don't try to hit driver off the deck. I'm not aiming at
We've got
tough
foot
pins.
discipline. We've got what other kind of disciplines are there? I mean, foot discipline is When Butch Jones said eye discipline, Brian, I knew he was a clown. But
yeah, that one coach had a shower discipline or hygiene. That was Dooley, I guess.
Dooley had shower discipline. That's a really good line. I forgot about shower discipline. Shower discipline's an important thing, though. I mean, you really there are certain things you need to get that to go, right?
Yeah,
you want to eat?
Yeah.
Mozart. Yeah. So, Brian, how do you think we play today? Talk to me. What happens?
I think I'm not scared of them at all. They're not going to be able to guard us or whatever. The only thing I would be scared is if they, go unconscious from 3 or whatever. But we should be able to pull this out pretty good, I think. So they just don't have the height, and they haven't played anybody like us. So as long as they don't just shoot lights out, I'm feeling very good about this, and I feel pretty good about our draw, really. But you just have to go out and play the games. But I'm also, I guess, with Jimmy and Sammy from Memphis, and with my finger discipline, I'd like to, give Nugget Dave. He's the number one. Dave, you've always been giving Dave credit because he chose Boswell, or said that Boswell will be the number 2 guard this year earlier at the beginning. But man, if your only other option is Iceberg, I mean, how hard a choice is that? You got Boswell or Iceberg. So, I mean, that's not too much of a guess there. And then Dave, after the Vandy game, said Barnes was a mirror image of himself. Aren't we all mirror images of ourselves?
Well, no, I'm a mirror image of a Muppet. But I appreciate your call. Thank you. They call me a Muppet online. There's people rip me. But, I think I'm lovely and lovable, and have a good disposition, and kind of an all-around sweet guy, if you ask me. But, thank you for the call, though. I like you launching on Nega Dave. See what you did, Maury? And you brought up some negative attitude toward Nega Dave.
I didn't bring it up. I just reported the news. I thought the guy wasn't saying
Well, he flipped him off.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And Dave was really flattered. Dave was like, I'm just so glad I have fans. Dave was out there like kind of feeling his oats. Dave's kind of feeling himself. I don't think he's feeling his oats. I don't know. I don't even know what that saying is. All right, let's go back to the phones. I am lovable. Yes, real Mr. Tubbs. In case you're wondering, real Mr. Tubbs. I'm very lovable, you punk and clown. If you were here right now, Mr. Tubbs, I would literally show you to your seat, which you'll be in this afternoon, and 27 innings of mind-numbing baseball this weekend. Favorite thing is when I'm watching a midweek game and I see those folks out there dutifully. JM, could you imagine that? Dutifully going to every game? I mean, that's a tough putt, Coach.
Those are some fans there, Tony, especially when the weather's not good and you see those people out there.
They're right there, brother. I'll never forget, before Vitello got here, the Vols were losing 27-4 in a snow squall against, it was early in the year, and it was against Florida. And they were the only 2 people in the stands. One of the more iconic photos in Tennessee football history, right up there with the night the Vols beat the plume of smoke over Neyland Stadium after the Vols beat Alabama a few years back as the Broncos hit a 3-ball. It's 23-21, inside 5.5 to play in the first half. And we go back to the phones and we get our next call in. And our next call is Zach in the E-Town, one of Mo's favorite post-game callers. Zach, hello.
Tony, it is Zach in E-Town. I'm going to try to practice call discipline here. Mo is a next-level co-host.
Bino who? Bino who? I have a question for anybody listening. Bino who?
Yeah.
Who's Bino? Bino who?
That guy. I know Mo.
Never heard of him.
I don't know. I'm not sure about this Bino
I've
guy.
never heard of
It's a great
I've never heard of Bino.
I mean, we'll see if one Bino resurfaces, unless he comes back empty with empty pockets and a $1 million reverse mortgage from Las Vegas.
I'll tell you this about Bino. I hope he already prepaid for his airplane flight, because he got roughed up yesterday, my brother. I mean, roughed up.
I'm sure that happened, but that can be offset. It's a great day. It's the first day of spring. Like you so kindly mentioned, it's my mom's birthday, and the Vols are playing. What I was curious about is our matchup here on Miami. I was watching Miami the other night. One of my points of concern was the young guard they have, Byers. He seems to be very adept at getting those three fouls. Like he was, he's one of those lurchers. I guess we call it foul grifting.
Yep.
I mean, is there any chance that are we going to give up 5 3-point foul shots, Tony? You think that's possible? Foul 5 3-point shooters.
Maury, will we be able to stay in front of this team and won't be fouling the 3-point shooters? Or are we going to have a couple of those deals where we fall into the 3-point shooters today, Mo? Give me a prediction.
I don't know I don't think he'll do 5, because I don't think they're going to have to stretch the floor because of the quickness. I don't think usually that happens when you get beat off the